All right, so shalom, shalom, or Shabbat shalom. And first and foremost, I'd like to start off by saying Barakatham, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Makakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the hopefully lit, starting with the 144,000 shalom. All right, so Lord willing, I want to go into this lesson today, right? And I ain't necessarily thought of the full title yet. I might name This Kingdom is in the Way of Our Kingdom, right? And I was watching Elder Apostle Rumlai lesson, right? And as he was speaking about, I watched the Elder Apostle Rumlai lesson, right? He put uploaded yesterday, titled Jake Do Not Consider, as he was speaking about how, in a sense, how, they don't, Jake don't consider the Most High, right? These camps we even know about truth. They're not preaching about the kingdom coming, right? Which you got to think. This is what the prophets been acquiring or been searching out, or inquiring, searching out. Since they got the truth. They kept asking you how. So Acts 1:8, right? Read it real fast, right? He said when they therefore come together, they asked him, saying, "Lord, but thou this time restore again the kingdom of Israel." Right. Let's go to then that's 1 Peter chapter 1, right? Right here, First Peter chapter 1 verse 10 says, "Of which the salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied the grace that should come unto you, searching what manner of time the spirit of Yahushua which was in them did signify when it testified beforehand the sufferings of Yahushua and the glory that should follow." What's the glory that should follow? Talking about the kingdom, right? So we've been speaking of, it's thing that we've been searching out, and the only camp who speaks about the kingdom, right, is GMS. Every other camp, they talking about everything else, right? They're not really focusing, and everybody else in this world, they're jerking off the fornication of Babylon, so they're not even focused on the kingdom. They focus on everything else around this place, right? And that's why, title of hand, going to title of hand, that's why this kingdom is in the way of our kingdom, because we know, like the scriptures tell us. Let's go to 2nd Esdras, right? I'm already in it, all right? 2nd Esdras chapter 6, right? Let's start at verse 7. It says, "Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time?" Because the angel Uriel tell Esdras, right? As we're going to see, right? He's going to tell Esdras, for Esau the end of the world, Jacob begin that follow. So we have the knowledge, understanding, knowing that as long as this rulership as long as this place is established, then our kingdom won't be established. So why would you think we will be focused on speaking of anything within this world? We're not loving nothing in this world. We're not friends with this world. To be friends with the world is the enemy to Yahweh Shem Shai. We don't want nothing within this world. We hasten for this world to pass away. Slack it. Flowing through the spirit. 1 Peter 3:12 speaks about how the Most High eyes are upon the righteous and He hear their prayers. What's one thing we praying? We pray for a few days. Are we praying to God? Lord, what we gonna grab that? Right? Ezekiel 9, what it was saying, put a mark upon those who crying to me for all the abominations going around. Because we know ain't nothing around here but wickedness, darkness, iniquity. Right? The scriptures speak about how the kingdom is within us. That starts with knowledge, understanding, the truth. They're rejecting the kingdom because they rejecting this truth, man. They focus on what? The money, the clout, the riches of this world, right? It's like 2 Peter chapter 3, right? Right, verse 12, it says, "Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens shall be on fire, for the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat," as it says in the NLT. Right, it says, "Looking forward to the day of Yahweh and hurrying it along." That's what we doing. We hurrying it along. We ready to get up out of this place, because we know that this place is in the way of the kingdom. Right? As long as this place is established, right? As long as this place is established, the kingdom is not yet to come. 2nd Esdras speaks about that, right? 2nd Esdras speaks about that. We're gonna finish this 2nd Esdras chapter 4, Lord, we're gonna grab that as well, right? He speaks about it, how it says if the evil is sown. Well, we know that First Maccabees, it tells us, that since the Edomites came into rulership, right? Let's go to 1 Maccabees chapter 1, right? Since they came into rulership, right? Let's start at verse 6. It says, "Wherefore he called his servants such as honorable, right, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive." Talking about Alexander the Great, or Alexander the Greek, everyone to call him. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place, right? It says that after his death, They all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied to the earth. Right? So since they came to rulership, evil have multiplied to the earth. So the evil is sown. Now we waiting on the righteousness. Right? As it says, right, nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. That's what we're looking for. Right? We're looking for the kingdom. So why is it not fit for you all these people about the kingdom? Because Jake is what? Jake is caught up in the way of this world. Jake is caught up in the lifestyle of America. Right? The scriptures speak about it. You're drunken, but not with strong drink. You stagger, not from wine. Really paraphrase. What is that talking about? The philosophy, the ways, right? The American lifestyle. Jake don't even consider the kingdom. Right? Because Jake feel like, he see the prosperity of the wicked. Jake feel like, I got to go ahead and get some money. I got to go out and get that. Not knowing that how about Shah can provide all that for us. On this side, we meant to suffer. That's the main part Jake got to understand. We meant to suffer on this side. But in the kingdom, that's when we're going to have our rulership. That's when we're going to have our reign. That's when we're going to have everything that we set to receive from the beginning. It's for us to return back. That's why Yahweh told him in Luke, right? He told him that the kingdom, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to go to it in here. That's why he told him the kingdom within you, because it's returning back to knowledge, understanding truth. It's understanding through that inner spirit, right? Luke 17:20, it says, when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of Yahweh should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Yahweh cometh not with observation. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you. Is knowledge, understanding, the truth. It's wisdom. I got some notes I read. Knowledge and understanding of Yahweh. Which Jake don't leave in. Jake thinking the carnal mindset. Jake thinking the carnal way. What we trying to tell, we bear witness through this concept. Jake moved through his concept. That's why he's so, it's like Jake moved through his carnal mindset. That's why he's so caught up in the material things, the temporary things, right? Because these bodies are temporal. He's so caught up in building life within this temporary body, he don't even know, right? The kingdom starts with us receiving this knowledge, understanding this truth, which we could have been had, but Jake been rejecting it from the beginning because he's always been caught up in the materialistic things, right? It says, wisdom got in the soul, wisdom in the inward reign of Yahweh's spirit, the true king ruling the heart. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding of this truth, man. That's the kingdom is within you, right? And that's why title and hand, Lord willing, right? This kingdom's in the way of our kingdom, because this kingdom has the whole world drunken off their fornication, off their philosophy, their ways. Revelation 17:2 says, with whom the kingdom of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of fornication. So this place has to go down. We praying that this place goes down. This place is in the way of our kingdom. This place has Jake in a crazy state, a crazy mindset. When you go to the book of Isaiah chapter 13, right, it says, lift up the banner upon the high mountain. The high mountain talking about this American government. This place that rules over everything. Revelation 17:18 rules over everywhere. It says, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, and that they may, meaning cuss them out, right, that they may go into the gates of nobles, right? It says, lift up the banner, right? It's talking about the standard of Yahweh Shem Shah. This Bible is true. We gotta lift the banner upon this high mountain, because this place is the wicked place that got everybody deceived and tricked. The Most High is being patient with our people because they're so drunken off the fornication of Babylon. He's trying to give you enough time to sober up before it's too late. But Jake don't even consider it. Jake don't even want to do it. Jake still want to go get money. Jake still want to focus on everything else besides the kingdom. When the scriptures tell you, right? Let's go to Matthew. The scriptures tell you what? Focus on kingdom and righteousness, and everything should be added unto thee, right? Matthew 6:33, right? I read it in NLT, right? It says, seek the kingdom of Yahweh above all else. So this is the main thing we should be focusing on. And preaching of the kingdom is part of preaching of the kingdom is what? Preaching the downfall of this place. But majority of these people, and you see, majority of these other counts, they're comfortable with this place because they see the money, right? They see the cloud, they see the pride, right? In the carnal mindset, they see the gain that they can get within this world. Right? I was talking to a friend one day with my brother, and I was talking to him, and I was telling him, like, yeah, bro, I ain't really, because we grew up hard, man. We grew up hard. We had it hard, probably a lot, almost all type of things, right? When I played college football, and I was just telling him, man, like, yeah, man, I ain't really trying to be rich. I just want to be stable, like, take care of my responsibilities, until it's time for us to go to the kingdom. Rich people, they be wicked. It's too much to come with the money in this world. Oh man, you saying if I get rich or I got $1 million, I'm wicked? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I was gonna read 1 Timothy 6. Matter of fact, this is what Jake don't understand. This is why Jake don't consider the kingdom, because Jake can get things like money, he can get the fancy cars, he can get the girls, so he don't focus. His mindset is not thinking of the kingdom. Because why? What's one title in hand? This place is in the way of our kingdom, man. The kingdom starts within us. If everybody would just repent and turn back to Yahweh Shai right now, we will receive the promise. We'll be up out of this place. But no, this kingdom was in the way, man. You know, it's like the kingdom was on the other side, and this like a big wall right here in front of it. You have the ones who climbing over, but you have the other ones like, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna just stay on this side, but I'm good over here. You know, right? But this 1 Timothy 6 and 10, I'm gonna read it in NLT like it says. NLT says for the verse 9, it says, but people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires. That's what goes on, right? You see where these people get these money. You see what type of Sodom, bull, S crap that these people got, BS crap these people got going on, man. Right? You see it, man. Men, all type of things, doing all type of bundle things to receive this money, right? And then when you get the money, you have to get down there, give up. You just have to make a agreement with the devil to keep the money, man. It says, but people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge them into ruin and destruction, right? This place in the way of our kingdom, because that money is leading our people to total destruction. The cloud, the lifestyle of this world leading our people to destruction, right? So let's go back to Matthew 6. Let's go back to Matthew 6, right back in verse 33, right? It says, seek the kingdom of Yahweh above all else and live righteously, and he will give you everything you need. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow brings its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today, right? So we focus on the kingdom, man. Right, and this place in the way of our kingdom. A lot of people not focused on the kingdom because why? They're caught up in the way of Babylon. They're caught up in the way of America. You know. Let's go back here, right? That's why we're praying for a few days. We praying for this place to go down. Let's go back to 2 Ezra chapter 6. You want to read that? 2 Ezra chapter 6, right? You know, verse 7 again says, then I answered and said, what shall be the parting of the sons of time? The parting of the sons of time meaning what? When shall Esau go down? When Esau came in rulership, Esau going down, then Jake coming up. Right, it says, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning that follow? He said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, Jacob held hand on Esau's heel. That's part of prophecy, right? Because they bruise that heel, he bruised their heel. We're gonna Yahweh shot through the spirit, probably Yahweh shot. We're gonna bring them down to rulership, right? But here's the point. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that follow. So understanding what? As long as these people are in rulership, our kingdom can't come in, right? Our kingdom can't come in, so we have to get this place out the way, right, for our kingdom to come in. That's why we hasten for this word to pass away. We ready for the place to be destroyed. We don't care about nothing what goes on here, right? But it's so much materialistic things and so many miracles that Esau deceives that 2/3 of our people in the whole world with, the people not even worrying about it. Well, really, our people, we don't really need to. Can't nobody else come? Ain't nobody else gonna? Everybody else gonna be slaves in the kingdom except for the Israelites anyway. But speaking of 2/3 not considering this our kingdom. This place is in the way of the kingdom, man. Right? You know? Yeah, you know we all in the docile, we all in a lost state at one point, when through the spirit probably how about Shah, we're woken up. That's why Isaiah 6:2 says the people gross darkness. We understand that serpent. He said, Most High Christ said, dust shall thou eat, meaning confusion. You'll never be able to understand this now to understand the truth to get close to the most high. Right? Psalm 82 speaks about how it says they walk on in darkness. Right? You know, they walk on in darkness, and guess who right behind them? Jake walking on the darkness. Jake don't consider the light of Yahweh outside, which is now understand this truth. Right? They don't consider it. Right? Because this place is in the way. So when we go tell Jake about the kingdom, think about it. You think LeBron already lead this place? You think Kyrie Irving told you? Kyrie Irving showed you. Right? Kyrie Irving showed you. You know? I use that example like Kyrie Irving showed you. When they threatened to take away his riches and his things within this world, guess what he did? He turned his back on the truth. Right? These guys not truly ready to lead this place. No, because this place is in the way. This place has set up all these obstacles and ways, and Esau, you don't give it to him. That's why in Matthew 13, Most High speaks about the cares of this world, grab them up and choke them. The cares of the world, before the seed even hit the ground with these 2/3, right, with this word, the seed is the word, right? You know, the cares of the world choke them up. The cares of the money, the clout, they choke them up. So they don't want to hear about the kingdom, right? But we know that this, so the scriptures tell us that Esau is in the world, right? Was there in rulership today, Esau, the Edomites, right? And Jacob was getting with their followers. What you think we speaking of? We speaking of the downfall of this place. We ready for this place to go down. Let's go to 2 Ezra 13, right? What is that? Hold on, might be First Ezra's. Yes, it's like 2 Ezra chapter 2, wrong way back. So this 2 Ezra chapter 2, right, verse 13 says, go, and ye shall receive pray for a few days until you, that day may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch, right? So that's what we doing. We praying for a few days, right? Because the kingdom is ready. Y'all said I go prepare a place for you, right? The kingdom is ready. It's us. We still stuck in this carnival. We still stuck down here. This place is in the way. And the evil is sown. We ready for the righteous to come. In order for the righteous to come, guess what? The evil got to be turned upside down. Which is what? This kingdom, this place is full of wickedness, right? You know, this whole earth is covered in wickedness, right? Let's go to what's that? 1 John. I think it's in 1 John. Bear with me. Was that 1 John? What was that? Bear with me. Let me see if I can find it. Evil cover the whole earth. KJV. 1 John 5. Okay. 1 John 5 and 19. Right? It reads, it says, and we know that we are of Yahweh, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. As it says in NLT, we know that we are the children or the sons of Yahweh, that the world around us is under the control of the evil one. Right? The evil is sown. The earth is under control of the evil one. So what we praying that the evil be brought down so the righteous can come up. Right? This place is in the way. This place is the way of our kingdom, man. Right? And that's why we tell you that if you take any part within this world, you take any part, make any agreement, do anything to comply or, you know, put yourself in the way of this world, guess what? You're taking part with the evil one. You're making that covenant, that agreement with the evil one. So we tell you to depart from this place, meaning spiritually. We ain't saying go out and move to Taiwan. No, we saying spiritually depart from this place. Take your cares out of this world. Right? Understanding that everything right here is temporary. I mean, yeah, we ain't saying quit the job. No, yeah, you got to go to work. Yeah, you know, you got to do things you got to do to, you know, to maintain. Right? At the same time, you don't be having. I got to chase the cares of this world. You got to go to work. You got to work. That's part of the curses upon us. Right? We're still slaves. We're still in captivity, man. All right. Let me go to Psalms real quick. I want to read that. In the kingdom, we're going to be in the kingdom scripture about how we're going to sing loud upon our beds. Let's read this. Is Psalms 149, start at verse 3. So let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him that tremble in heart. For the Lord Yahweh will take a pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful and glory. You know, one Psalm 148 tells us who the saints are. The Israelites are the saints. Right now, the elect are called to be saints. So let the saints be joyful and glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. In the kingdom, guess what? Right? We're going to be happy. We ain't going to wake up with back pain. We ain't going to wake up sore. We ain't going to wake up with Haggai chapter 1 speaks about how we, you know, how we work a lot so little. Right? How we him that gained something, like he put it in the bag with holes in it. Right? No, we're going to wake up happy. We're going to have it all in the kingdom. Right? He says, let the high praise of Yahweh be in their mouth and the two-edged sword in their hand, a literal sword. Right? Because why? To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains and their nose with fetters of iron because they're going into captivity. To execute upon them judgment written, his honor have all his saints praise you, the Lord Yahweh. Right? And understanding, man, that you got to understand that, you know, we speaking it into existence, man. Right? The word is written. We speaking it into existence. We speaking the downfall of this place to existence. So we, you know, it's in our prayers. We're praying to get out of here, right? We on the highways and byways, preaching the downfall, preaching the, you know, the destruction of Babylon the Great, because we know this place in the way of the kingdom. You know, and what do they say? Life and death in the power of your tongue. We speaking it into existence. We speaking that this place goes down, so we know that the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh can come up, right? 20 minutes. Really, let me see. Got a quick precept I want to grab. Notice really I had it hit me in the spirit when I was watching the other lesson. Because you got to understand, man, you know, Jake's so caught up in the way of this world. Jake's so lost. They don't even understand that this place in the way of the kingdom. You're so caught up in this place, but ultimately, you don't even see how we're going to have everything. We're going to have spiritual powers. We're going to live for each other. We're going to have everything. But you so caught up in this place. This place so in the way, got your mindset so dulled out that you don't even see it or understand it. Right? But the elect do. That's why we praying for a few days. We praying to get out this place. Because through the spirit of power, how about Shem Yahweh, we understand when the script says the kingdom is within us. right? Starting now to understand the truth. We understand that this place is in the way. We praying that this place go down because we know when this place go down, we come up. Because Esau is the end of the world, right? Esau's in rulership right now. He got his blessing. He's fast of the earth, right? You know, this wrong 2.0, right? Matter of fact, got Revelation 21, right? You see, I saw a new heaven and a new earth, right? This Revelation 21 and verse 1, it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away. But it's speaking about all the rulership that was going on here, and with the ending of them being who? Esau, Edom, right? Which the Esau, Edom came in, power through the Greeks, right? Then Rome ruled the known world at the time. Then Rome fell and came back through the Renaissance. Now, which is America as the rise of Roman Empire. Now it's ruled everywhere. Got everybody lost, got everybody drunk. So they blessed have been fulfilled. Now it's time for us to rule, man. We in that transitioning period. Lamentation 4:1 speaks about how this is why the lesson of the Apostle Gabar they always refer to it, right? Because it was an edifying lesson. He said it's truth. The title of it was "This Truth puts you in a ruling class mentality." It brings you back to who we are, brings you back to rulers and ruler mindset. You know, and it definitely shows you that nothing in this world matters because this world is in the way, right? It's like if you see something in front of you, you're gonna move everything else out your way to get to where you're going. That's how we doing. We moving everything out our way to get to the kingdom, man. That's what we focus on, the kingdom, because we know that this place is in the way, right? It says, I saw a new heaven and a new earth, right? The first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea, right? It says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, right? Coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband, man. So he saw a new heaven and New Jerusalem, right? So let's go here. This is 2 Ezra chapter 4, Lord willing. We'll close with this, right? Starting verse 26. It says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteth fast to pass away, and could not comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. Because the more you come to not understanding, the more you understand that the world really passing away faster than you think, right? You know, we going through the hardship, the pain and suffering, right? Me and the brothers like use the analogy like with sports, like, you know, when you in a 45-minute workout, during that workout, you don't realize how short it was. It was only 45 minutes till you get to the end. Like, dang, it wasn't even that long. But going through it, it feels it's long because you're going through it. That's why the Most High speaks about endurance and patience. Right? You gotta be patient because the more knowledge you increase, you understand that we soon to be up out of here. Understanding, you know, seeing the prophecies. The only prophecy waiting on what? The MOTB. Is Jacob Trouble's already here waiting on the ramp up. World War III already here waiting on it to ramp up. We up out of this place, man. Verse 27 says, it cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come, but this world is full of unrighteous and infirmities. But as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, which we just brought out, 1 Maccabees, 1 John chapter 5. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. So the evil is sown. The wicked out here doing their big one, but judgment they ain't been brought down yet, right? That's what it says, right? If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, so the evil don't be turned upside down. If this place don't be destroyed, if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, if this place don't be destroyed and out the way, guess what? Then cannot come and the song was good. What they're talking about? The kingdom. So this place has to go down. This place has to be destroyed. So the kingdom of Yahweh Shai can come up. This place is in the way of the kingdom, man. We ready for this place to go down and get it out of the way. We ready for Esau Edom to be destroyed. So, you know, we can receive the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, you know, and be righteous rulers, man. Right? So Lord willing, right, with that being said, right, I hope this lesson was edifying and exalting. Right, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the hopefully elect, starting with the 141,000. Shalom.